Are we having fun tonight? I can't hear you. All right. What a night, ladies and gentlemen. What a night. I can't thank you enough for being here tonight. Man, can we have a time when it's not hot as hell in here? Every speech I give is 400 degrees. Look, I want to start. There's a lot of people to thank, but I have to start. I have to start with my family. I'm going to start with my wife, Jennifer. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have been able to do what I needed to do to get this done. Jennifer, thank you. I have told so many stories about her courage that she went through several years ago, and that courage inspires me to this day, honey. Thank you so much for being here. And folks, the best title, the best job anyone could ever have is that of dad. And I want to thank my son, Michael, and my daughter, Anna Grace. By the way, did y'all like the commercial? I gave you one job. I want to thank my mom and dad and my brothers. I've got nieces and nephews, cousins. I've got so many people from my family, uncles. Family is what it's all about. Mike Rickenbaugh talked about it. Family is the building block of society. It's the building block of our state. And I'm going to fight for your family as hard as I fight for my own family. And I want to thank my family for being here. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Real quick, they surprised me. I didn't know they were coming in, but I got another family. I got to work as Attorney General for the last 16 years, and I got to make some of the best friends of my life. And I want to thank the Attorney General of Arkansas, Tim Griffin, who was here. I don't know where Tim is standing, but he's over here waving at me. Attorney General Liz Murrill from Louisiana. And my dear friend, Governor Jeff Landry from the great state of Louisiana. Aren't you like an emissary to like Greenland or something? Anyway, South Carolina. But folks, if I start doing the name thing, we'll be here all night. But I also want to talk about the Rickenbaugh. You guys have heard me talk about what I went through to find a running mate. And I wanted somebody that was going to be a powerful, inspirational, aspirational leader, someone that would bring people together from our state, somebody that the kids could look up to, that would move South Carolina into the future. And I found that person, and I decided to make her husband my running mate. In all seriousness, Mike and Sharice, you've literally become like my family. And when we started talking in I guess it was August, we had our first conversation. The decision was made in early December, ladies and gentlemen. I remember talking to Mike, and when I asked him what was the most important issue facing South Carolina, it was his answer that really sealed the deal for me. It made me want to make him my running mate, to make him my partner in this journey. And he said, families. It's all about families. And I never forgot about that, and I will never forget that, Mike. So thank you so much. I want to thank the hundreds, if not thousands, of volunteers. The volunteers who were out there in the heat, the sun, the rain. You were getting up when it was dark. You were going to bed when it was dark. Without you, this campaign wouldn't have gone as far as it did. I want to thank not just the volunteers, but the supporters, everyone out there, whether you just simply went and voted for me, or whether you were making calls, signing envelopes, whatever you did, you were as much a part of this victory as anybody, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I will never forget it. I will never forget it. I want to thank my campaign staff, folks. The campaign staff. Let me tell you something. We started off a small group, but we began to grow. And now we have, I think, over 20 people on our staff canvassing the state. And it's the staff that really, made this campaign go. And you know who you are. And if I start doing the names, we'll be here all night. But I want to thank my staff because you sustain me, guys. We have donors, people who, whether you wrote a small check or a big check or a bunch of big checks, The car can't go anywhere if there's not gas in the tank, and you kept us going when we needed. We were outspent, but it was you who doubled down on me, who believed in me, believed in this campaign, believed in this movement, who spent so much. Thank you. I will not forget it, and it was not in vain. Thank you. I'm looking out on the crowd right now, and I'm seeing a lot of elected officials. I'm looking at you right now. I'm seeing sheriffs. I'm seeing senators, House members, local officials. People who on school boards, town councils, city councils, county councils, dog catcher. You put your name on me because you trusted me, and you fought for me. Thank you. I won't forget it. Thank you for coming on board. Thank you. I want to thank God. I know that seems cliche to thank God. I told you guys 2 weeks ago, and I'm going to tell you again tonight. This morning when I woke up, I prayed, and I didn't pray for a win. I prayed to be in God's will. And if God's will was for me to lose, I was praying that He would give me the grace to accept it. And if His will was for me to win, I would pray for the courage and the wisdom to do what needs to be done to lead this state into the future. And so I want to thank God. Folks, I want to also, a number of people ran for this race. There was a lot of competition over the last year, and I want to give a shout out because they didn't have to. But I want to thank Josh Kimbrell, who endorsed me before the primary even. Josh is a firebrand in the Senate. He's going to continue to help fight to move South Carolina forward, and I look forward to working with him. I want to thank Nancy Mace. And I want to say, things didn't start out too cool with Nancy and me. I don't know where Nancy's not here right now. She couldn't be, or she's out of town, but I want to thank her. But once we got a chance to sit down and once we got a chance to talk, we were both able to rise above our differences. We were able to come together. And on election night 2 weeks ago, she decisively and early, the first one to endorse me after the polls closed. Right after they called the race, she was the first call I got. And she jumped on board. And I want to give her a shout out to say thank you, Nancy, for your support. I want to thank Ralph Norman. Congressman Ralph Norman, who is a very honorable man. He is a man with strong beliefs. He was a conservative juggernaut who believed in a movement, and I believe in that movement too. And he was a little bit more thoughtful. He took a little longer, but we had several conversations. No, that's a good thing. He wanted to make sure he got it right. And I remember sitting down and we had a conversation. I want to thank Congressman Norman. I want to thank his family for their service to the state of South Carolina. I want to thank Ron Reddy, who is an outsider businessman with a real message of reform, and he brought a lot to the table, and a lot, if not all of what he talked about, I support and agree with, and I appreciate him being part of this race and being part of this movement as well. Folks, they each brought something unique to this election cycle, and all of these candidates, while we were competing against each other, they made me a better candidate. They taught me resilience. They helped me find the courage I needed to find. They lifted me up by pushing against me. And I pushed against them because that's what you do in a competition. But I want to thank them. I want to thank the supporters. I invited all the supporters of Mr. Kimbrell, Ms. Mace, Mr. Norman, and Mr. Reddy to come to Wilson, Team Wilson. This is your home if you want it. Not only did they come here, man, they literally kicked open the door and they started sleeping here full time, right? It was like a frat house. All over the state, people from these camps, they said, Alan, we're going to give you a chance, and we're going to choose to believe in you. And I want to thank the supporters from all of those camps who gave me the chance to represent you these last 2 weeks. I also want to thank Pamela Yvette. And like I said with the other, I would encourage you to applaud her. I said this 2 weeks ago about the other folks who didn't make the runoff, and I'm going to say it about Miss Yvette. She is not my enemy. Her supporters are not our enemy. They're our kinsmen. They're our fellow citizens. And Pamela, for 8 years, faithfully served Governor McMaster in the state of South Carolina, and she did a good job as lieutenant governor. And while we had different approaches and different views, and while we competed, and it was sometimes very tough, I want to thank her for throwing her name into the ring, being the woman in the arena. It's tough, and it's difficult for what she and her family are going through tonight, but I want to thank her for that too, and I look forward to sitting down with her in the future. She did call me a little while ago and congratulated me, and she's to be commended for that. So please love her. To all of the Yvette supporters out there, you fought hard for your candidate. You fought hard for her, and you're to be commended. I would ask that you give me the opportunity to fight for you as we go into the general election. Give me that opportunity, and I will fight as hard for you as you fought for her. You too have a home here with Team Wilson. Just make yourselves at home. Everyone else did. Beer's in the fridge. Folks, together, over the coming days and the coming weeks, we're going to unify. We need to unify. We can't focus on what divides us. We have to focus on what unites us. That's what's important in South Carolina. I also want to give a shout out to President Trump. I was honored to receive his endorsement. He co-endorsed me late last week because, first, I believe he recognized what we've been doing for the last 10 years to support the things he was trying to accomplish with his administration. But also, I think he saw the fight in our campaign, the energy in our campaign. And I think he likes a fighter, and I think that's what won him over. I want to thank you, Mr. President. I was honored to receive your support, and I look forward to working with you as we move forward. I want to thank Senator Tim Scott for doing what he did. Ladies and gentlemen, I aspire not to be a transitional governor, but to be a transformational governor. People are skeptical. So many people across the state of South Carolina are skeptical about their government. They've become cynical. They're tired of the status quo. They're tired of elected officials just saying whatever they can say to get elected. But folks, I'm telling you, that is over. Here's what we're going to do. 3 things. I'm going to do a bunch of things, but 3 things I want to highlight for you. We're going to launch the Families First Audit Initiative. That's our version of DOGE. That's a complete top-bottom audit of all state government agencies. We're going to allow for public comment. We're going to let you take your government back, and then we're going to lay out a roadmap for real reform to make government more efficient, more accountable, more receptive, and better all around. And that's going to start with the Families First Audit Initiative that Mike Rickenbaugh is going to lead. We're going to prioritize infrastructure. We're going to fix our roads and our bridges and expand our energy grid. We're going to modernize the Department of Transportation. And finally, let me be very clear. The era of bad corporate deals that cost taxpayers of billions of dollars are over. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it on the video. I think Mike might have even referenced it, and I've been consistent in every speech. I've told you that my North Star, my true north, in everything that I seek to do. When I wake up in the morning, when I go to bed at night, these will be the thoughts going through my head. And Mike and I have committed to doing this as governor and lieutenant governor. Our number one goal will be to make living in our state more affordable for your families. To make our economy more profitable for your businesses. And to make our government more accountable to you. We're going to fight to eliminate the income tax, reduce your property taxes, DOGE, fraud, waste, and abuse from government, fix our crumbling roads and bridges, lower our utility rates, promote a kids first education agenda, reform our judicial selection process, and much, much more. It is coming. You have my word. Now, we're at the conclusion. Are you happy? You hot enough? We're at the end. Ladies and gentlemen, I made a pledge to all of you. I told you before that this is a job interview, and the office of governor does not belong to Alan Wilson. The office of governor belongs to the people of South Carolina. I will never forget that. The day that I don't act like that is the day I no longer deserve your support or your consideration. But I promise you this, I will never forget that I work for you, the people, and that I will be fighting for you, the people. So here's my pledge. I will always, always put you first, you and your families first. I will always have the courage to fight for you, and I will always tell you the truth. So I want to say thank you to everyone who's in here sweating with me. I want to thank every single one of you out there who is watching us right now. Join the movement. It is real, and it is going to change South Carolina forever. I love you guys. God bless you, and God bless the great state of South Carolina. I'll do the work line.